All right. Well, hey, welcome everyone. Um, my name is John Barton. I'm the Vice President of Sales for Engage Global. I have been part of this family. I think my 1 year anniversary was about 2 weeks ago, and it's been an absolute blast. My wife and two daughters, we all use Engage's products, Dr. Prasad's products. In fact, we keep the Micro Daily Hydro, and we keep the kids' gummies as part of our pantry, where we tell our kids, along with the apples and the bananas, that they don't have to ask mom and dad. They can just go and grab it as they see fit. But we do tell them, hey, maybe on the gummies, don't eat as much as daddy wants to, which is about 28 at a time, because they taste delicious. We do encourage them, hey, just have a couple, okay, kids? And then throughout the day, replenish. So we're definitely an engaged family. In fact, my cupboard over here is filled with my overflow products along with our nutrition. We don't have a pharmaceutical cabinet in our house. We have a nutrition cabinet in our house, and Engage has definitely cannibalized any available space. We're excited because tonight is an opportunity for you to get a chance to hear a little bit more from our CEO and founder, but most importantly, and the most amount of time is going to be hearing from a gentleman that's really world renowned within the wellness and nutrition industry. This doctor friend of mine for 20 years, he's really big in optimal wellness. I was picking his brain, and I mentioned Dr. Prasad, and he immediately went in and did what people who have all these fancy degrees do. And he was like, wow, this guy knows his stuff, and this guy is highly accredited. So just hearing that validation from somebody that is in my network just reminded me of what a rock star we have within the wellness and nutrition industry. Before we get a chance to hear from him, I want to welcome up somebody who is just on cloud nine. This guy is spreading health and goodness all over the place. He's not only impacting our field in a positive way, but he's impacting our corporate team in a positive way. This man has so many wonderful things that are happening in his life that I could have, there's nobody that deserves it more. He's somebody that's been refined by fire. He's gone through so much adversity in the business world. He's a gentleman that was massively successful prior to Engage, a very successful venture capitalist, checked all the boxes in business schools like the Wharton Business School. But really, when he got connected with Dr. Prasad, he found a way to bring his passion of helping people to the everyday man and woman. So we're very grateful. If you could do me a favor and help welcome up our CEO and founder, Mr. Dave Nemelka.
Well, Mr. John, thank you so much. This is one of my favorite nights of the whole month. You know, the mission of Engage is to bring health and goodness to this world. And I'm sitting here in my living room. I mean, how wonderful a world we live in, that we can all be in our own personal spaces and yet still connect and communicate, share, edify, inspire, and enlighten one another. And tonight's going to be one of those nights of enlightenment and inspiration. You know, our mission, as we've talked about, is to bring health and goodness to this world. And the key to our ability to do that is Dr. Prasad. So he's joined us here tonight. And each month we choose a specific product or a specific topic that we want to address. So the topic tonight's going to be our brains. You know, brain health is critical. And as we get older, our brains are experiencing some special challenges. We live in an environment that can be toxic to our brains. We live in a world where the nutrition isn't there for what our brains need. And so Dr. Prasad, when he joined Engage, when he, back in 2016, when he reached out to me and said, Dave, I want to join with you and let's make our mission a reality. The first product he talked to me about was Brain Boost, wasn't it, Dr. Prasad?
Yeah, that's correct. Because of you are the only one, I want to say that you are the only one who bring up the issues that can you develop this product? I said, yeah, this is very important. And so the credit goes to, you know, devising the originality of the plan. Credit goes to David.
Well, Dr. Prasad, thank you. But We're going to talk about your science tonight. So I'm going to pull up our PowerPoint that you've put together and we've worked on to help give people the perspective that they need from a scientific standpoint, the perspective they need from just a day-to-day standpoint, the perspective they need from a stage of life standpoint. We're going to help inform you as to why your brain, if it has Brain Boost, is going to be the healthiest your brain has ever been. And it's going to function. It's going to serve you well. It's going to give you the chance to enjoy life, to enjoy your relationships, and enjoy the things that we all cherish, which is really a conscious life of awareness and of energy and of connection with the people we love. So we're going to talk about Brain Boost tonight.
Yes.
The challenge that we have is as we get older, the modern lifestyle stressors start to deteriorate our brain. Our brain is exposed to toxins. Our poor diet creates lots of free radicals and oxidative stress. Also, we live in a highly stimulative world. We're being stimulated all over by advertising, and our brains are trying to address and deal with all these, and that creates a lot of stress in the brain. And so when you think about hour after hour, week after week, month after month, as we start to get into our 40s and even 50s, 60s, 70s, our brain is going to start to deteriorate. And we're seeing that. Dr. Prasad, aging, as we get aging, cognitive decline is natural, but what we're seeing is an unnatural acceleration of cognitive decline. I think you had shared with me half of the people who get to 80 are going to suffer from some form of dementia or Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. Is that correct?
That's correct, 50% of them.
So basically, the normal population, flip a coin and you're going to have Alzheimer's, dementia, or Parkinson's. Now, even before that happens in your 80s, in your 50s, your brain will start to, your brain over the course of your life will have lost. How much of the neurons in your brain, Dr. Prasad, are deteriorated by the time you're in your 50s and 60s?
It deteriorates after age of 21% every year.
So basically, in your 20s, your brain starts to lose 1% of its cognitive horsepower, its neurons, every year. So by the time you're in your 50s, you'll have lost over 30% of your neurons in your brain. And what causes that, Dr. Prasad? Is it free radicals and oxidative stress that's causing that?
Yes, that's the major cause. That's the major cause of that.
Okay, so our brain, from just a biological standpoint, and we're going to talk about what's causing this. Your brain, if you don't do anything, you're going to, in your 50s, have lost about 30%. In your 60s, you'll lost about almost half of your cognitive neurons. By the time you get into your 80s, 1 out of 2 of us are going to lose our minds, literally.
Yep.
And so Dr. Prasad understands this, and he has addressed this with Brain Boost. In addition, as we're living our life, we get tired. I mean, all of the decisions we have to make, I think we're literally making hundreds of thousands of decisions every day. All of these are putting stress and wearing and making us tired, because the brain functions on energy, and the brain's consuming energy. And so as you're losing or using that energy, you get tired. And a big reason that your brain isn't properly functioning is nutrient deficiency.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost half of America is obese right now. Almost half. And obese in America is defined like by 50 pounds, 100 pounds. We're not talking 5 or 10 pounds overweight. We're talking half of America is significantly overweight. I don't know if you're one of them. I know that's something that I continue to make sure I'm paying attention to. But a part of being healthy and dealing with the diet, dealing with being overweight, is to have the nutrients you need. And that's what Dr. Prasad is all about. He's focused his entire life on understanding your body at the cellular level and the nutrients it needs to operate optimally. So we're going to talk about Brain Boost and why it's the answer. Number one, it has targeted nutrients that are specific to your brain. They cross the blood-brain barrier. The brain has a barrier. Dr. Prasad, you want to talk about the barrier that as your blood's flowing through the brain, there's nutrients, like I know like vitamin E acetate's not efficient at crossing the blood-brain barrier. There's other things that are not efficient at crossing it. Talk to us about what this brain barrier is.
Yeah, blood-brain barrier protects the brain from the infections and all kind of things. So nothing unnecessary materials get into the brain. And so, for example, vitamin E acetate is good example. It goes, but a very tiny amount, very slow one. And it is a membranous structure, and they are protective it protects the brain from outside toxic chemicals or toxic, and so when your body has a high oxidative stress, they can affect blood-brain barrier, and then all kind of unwanted material can get into the brain. So it is very important to have your blood-brain barrier very healthy state and all the time.
So Dr. Prasad, I know you have in Brain Boost specific nutrients, and we'll talk more about it, that help provide the nutrients the blood-brain barrier needs to function properly. You have those in Brain Boost, correct?
Yeah, yes, exactly. But not only the blood-brain barrier, but also the brain overall, the whole brain.
Right. So the idea then is also having nutrients that will go through the blood-brain barrier.
That's right.
We're going to talk about that a little bit more, because Dr. Prasad, this is how special he is. He discovered that vitamin E succinate, unlike vitamin E acetate, so they're both vitamin E, but they're different forms, but vitamin E succinate is very effective at crossing the blood-brain barrier. Is that correct, Dr. Prasad?
That's correct.
And so because it crosses the blood-brain barrier effectively, it then provides the brain the nutrients it needs to be optimally healthy and to neutralize those free radicals, those darn free radicals that are attacking us all the hours of every day.
Right.
Constant attack, and we need to make sure we have a continuous shield up to neutralize those. Dr. Prasad discovered vitamin E succinate crosses the blood-brain barrier, and that's one of the ingredients that we talk about in Micro Daily, and it's the ingredients we're going to talk about in Brain Boost that cross that blood-brain barrier. Now, in addition, with Dr. Prasad, we have this concept of CQF, meaning that optimal healthy is to take the right combination, quantity, and forms of nutrients. And so Brain Boost is formulated specifically to work synergistically with our flagship product, Micro Daily. So at Engage, we always talk about Micro Daily EMF. And if that's out of your budget, Micro Daily, which the military had, those have got to be the foundational product you take. And then you take Brain Boost with it. You don't just do the Brain Boost without the Micro Daily. So designed synergistically with Micro Daily. And also it's proactive, meaning that too often people wait till they have the problem. So I can tell you this, when you have Alzheimer's, when you have dementia, when you have Parkinson's, it's too late. Now, Micro Daily can help when you're there, but it's still too late. So really the answer is start now so that you can live a complete and full life every day. Don't wait for the problem. Help stop the problem. So the answer with Brain Boost is targeted nutrients. It's synergistic with Micro Daily, and it's proactive in that it's going to help you be optimally healthy for the rest of your life, not waiting for a problem to happen. So that's the philosophy of Brain Boost. Now, let's talk about Brain Boost. This is a big sentence, but I'm gonna walk you through what this says. It's formulated by Prasad. Now, every Engage product has Dr. Prasad's name on it. You will never see a micronutrient product without Dr. Prasad. And that means he has formulated it and he has made sure that it is produced and delivered to the level of excellence that he demands in the precise formulation that he expects. So his name's on it. I don't know about you, but when I put my name on something, that's my reputation. There is nothing more valuable to me than my name, my reputation. Dr. Prasad, do you share that?
Yeah, exactly.
So the fact you put your name on the products, what does that say about your belief in the product?
That this is the best.
It's the best. So Dr. Prasad's put his name on it. They contain the ingredients that are on there. They're tested by third parties. They're tested for safety. They're tested for purity. They are what we tell you you're getting. And they're there to help maximize your brain health. It's an advanced formula. It's unlike anything else in the world. It's unique to Engage. It's unique to its synergy with Micro Daily. So Brain Boost is something that's going to help you with your cognitive functions, your memory. We're going to talk about mental clarity. We're going to talk about your energy and mitochondria, how it works with your mitochondria. It's going to help you with your focus. And really, especially if you're in your middle ages, it should be an essential addition to your daily health regimen. So, Dr. Prasad, I think we're going to turn the time over to you to talk some science, but I want to remind everybody, and if you don't know who Dr. Prasad is, he's the key. He's the key. I don't know about you, but in life, I've found the quality of my life is directly proportional to the quality of the people I have in my life.
Exactly.
So let me say that again. The quality of my life is directly proportional to the quality of the people I have in my life.
Yes.
I will tell you that Dr. Prasad is someone who has enriched my life, has blessed my life, has brought joy to my life, has brought meaning and purpose to my life. And I trust Dr. Prasad with my name. I trust Dr. Prasad with my life, which is my time. I trust Dr. Prasad with my reputation. And I have never met anyone who is more knowledgeable than he is in micronutrition. And I like to say resumes matter. I don't know what your experience in life is. I was in venture capital. I was involved in raising literally billions of dollars, getting companies listed on New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, American Stock Exchange. I've invested in a lot of people. I've won a lot. I've lost a lot. And when I lose, it's typically because I bet on the wrong horse or the wrong people. I can tell you, Dr. Prasad's resume is without peer. There is nobody you will ever meet that you can trust more in their knowledge, their integrity, and their character in terms of supplementation than Dr. Prasad. So I can tell you, I have people giving me advice all the time. I simply take it to Prasad and I say, I don't know what they're saying. Is it right or wrong, Dr. Prasad? What do you think? And always I get a very knowledgeable answer based on the science, not based on just opinions. And so Dr. Prasad's track record is such that the Nobel Prize Committee went to him for a nomination in medicine. Think about that. The Nobel Prize Committee trusted him. I'm going to trust him. The United States military went to Dr. Prasad to formulate a micronutrient formulation for our U.S. troops. They spent 6 years validating his science, validating his formulation, over 24 million spent. It wasn't just that I think it works, it was we know it works. In addition, he was awarded 7 patents through the process. He went through a grueling congressional process to get allocation of money. He went through dozens of lectures with the most skeptical scientists you're going to find, challenging what he had to say. And at the end of the day, they said, he's got the goods. He can deliver. And then they spent 6 years doing 14 clinical studies validating those beliefs, and the science proved it out. So I could go on. He's written 32 books. He was a professor at the University of Colorado for over 30 years. He wasn't a doctoral student. He was teaching the doctors. So when you go to your doctor, he's the one that taught them. He taught them biology. He taught them cancer. He taught them radiation, and he taught them nutrition. He taught them. Once again, he was president of the National Society for Cancer. So hopefully you're catching what I'm trying to say. This man knows what he has to talk about. Our products are not just formulated on some internet searches or some opinions. Our products are formulated on 50 years and tens of millions of dollars of research with scientific publications, over 250 of them, with peer-reviewed, meaning critical eyes challenging what he has to say, science supporting them. No one else in the world can say that. And Dr. Prasad's not only my friend. Dr. Prasad, you're my lifetime partner. You and I have a lifetime deal, do we not? we are committed to each other like a marriage. So
Right,
we are
exactly.
we're committed for life. I want everybody
Right,
to know that.
right.
So, Dr. Prasad, let's get into the science now. So why don't you talk about how the brain is exposed to these free radicals every day?
Yeah, I think, in order to help brain, you have to know what is happening in the brain and what causes the problem for the brain, so that then we can say, okay, we can do this in this, and that's what we have done it. And also another point, that not only the older people later on develop Parkinson's disease or Alzheimer's disease, but older people, say in the 50s, sometimes they infrequently forget the names, forget the places, immediately cannot recall. That is called episodal memory loss. And so again, this is, we know why it happens. I mean, not we know, but we have found out through research why it happens. Because it oxidative free radical can damage a structure of the brain called synapse, which is very important for the release of the neurotransmitter. So if you protect the brain from oxidative and inflammatory damage, you also protect this, so that when you are in a 50 or 60, you don't develop the infrequent loss of memory. This is very important. So here is the brain. What happens brain? First, you have to know what is happening and why brain needs so much help that nature did not provide. The brain consumes 25% of oxygen during breathing than any other organ. 25% of every total. So you can use extra amount of oxygen. Why? Because oxygen is very essential for producing energy, and brain needs a lot of energy to produce that. So how they produce energy? There is a mitochondria, which is a tiny membranous structure inside the nerve cell, use oxygen to produce energy. Without mitochondria, you can't have any energy. They use it. This is the specific organelle structure in the cell for all nerve cell and every cell, but especially in a brain cell, they have and they use oxygen to produce energy. However, the problem is that during process of producing energy from oxygen, a lot of free radicals are produced as a byproduct. Can't avoid it. It's a byproduct. Not only that, they picks up so much oxygen that 2% of unused oxygen leaks out from the mitochondria and produce billions of free radical in the brain. You can see it is happening every day.
Okay, so Dr. Prasad, so I want to just see, I'm going to summarize what I heard you say, and that is the brain is basically a high energy computer, right? So it's functioning like a computer.
Yes.
The fuel for that computer is oxygen.
Yes.
Because that oxygen, as we're breathing in, it's providing oxygen to the brain, which the mitochondria are then using to create the energy for the brain, correct?
Right.
However, it's like when I fill my car up at the gas station, I fill it up, and if I top it off too much, some gas will spill out.
Yeah.
And that gas that spills out, it gets on my hand, it smells, it's flammable, it's dangerous, right? It's like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
So the brain, as it's consuming this fuel, some of it's spilling out. So roughly 2% of it's spilling out.
Yeah.
So the brain needs to have a way of neutralizing this. Otherwise, it becomes damaging, and that's why we start to lose neurons in our brain. Is that correct?
Exactly.
So just the function of your brain, just the fact it's working, it's wearing itself out because it's spilling out some of its energy, and that's turning into damage to your brain. So we want to solve this problem, correct?
Yeah, right. In addition to this, what is happening naturally, then you have our brain is also exposed to an external stressor. For example, EMF radiation, micronutrient deficit diet, obesity, all kind of things also adds up further.
Okay.
They damage free radicals in the brain.
So the oxygen is just another one of the things. I mean, our brain has a challenge to function, and we need to give it all the help we can give it because it's under a lot of stress and attack. So
exactly.
That's why Brain Boost was created. So let's talk about now. You've taught us all this, and I'll just remind everybody what an antioxidant is so we talk about oxidative stress. It's antioxidative stress. So basically, antioxidants neutralize those free radicals, creating an
Exactly.
oxidative stress. So it's a neutralizer that then makes it so the gas that spills,
Yes.
it's not not harmful.
Yes.
But yet the brain's got all this happening, and then unfortunately nature didn't help us, because tell us what happens to our brain with antioxidants.
The brain has the lowest level of antioxidant defense system, means not only antioxidant compound, but also antioxidant enzyme compared to other organs in the body. In addition to that, the brain has extensive network of membranous structure. You can see that when you see the picture of neuron, it has a lot of dendrites, axon going all over the place, connecting with each other. So a lot of membranous structure. And membrane structure are very sensitive to free radical. So not only they don't have an antioxidant to protect it, they have a structure that are easily damaged by free radicals.
You know,
Therefore,
Dr. Prasad, I think of this knowledge that you've gathered and what you're sharing with us like the discovery of penicillin. I think of it like the discovery of aspirin, meaning that for eons of time, human beings have been living with the threat of dying from infection. People have been living with pain until scientists like you discovered what's causing this and then present answers to it. So, and it's interesting to me that we live in a modern age where this kind of knowledge is not, well, how about the fact we get to share this knowledge with people? This is exciting to me. This is this is one of the reasons I love Engage, is we get to help educate people to things that are tormenting their health and going to help provide answers to them that nobody else is giving. And so what Dr. Prasad just shared with you is our brains were not designed to deal with all this oxidative stress. And that's why historically our brains degrade like they do. But Dr. Prasad has answers to help slow that degradation down and improve the function of your brain. So now we want to talk more about this, because if you don't address this, there's consequences. So Dr. Prasad, why don't you talk about the consequences if they don't address this and they just let nature take its course?
Yeah, you can see that loss of 1% neuron per year from the brain, it occurs if you don't take care of that. Annual decline in the brain volume, the total volume, because other cell as well, decreases from 0.2. Oh, go back to.
Oh, sorry, Dr. Prasad. Second here.
Yeah,
there we go. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. My bad.
Yeah, 0.25%. Even the volume decreases. As you know, that every time you have increased oxidative stress, that induces chronic inflammation. And increased oxidative stress and chronic inflammation contribute to infrequent memory loss in older individuals. They also cause disease, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and other neurodegenerative diseases.
So basically what you're saying, Dr. Prasad, is if people say, I'm just going to let nature run its course, this is what you get to look forward to. And in fact, this is what we see in our grandparents. This is what we see in our neighbors and our friends. Yes. I don't know what age the people on the Zoom are. I just turned 60 this Saturday. Don't feel 60, but I just turned, just like you don't look like you're 89.
89 plus. In a few months, I will be 90.
That's right. My goodness gracious. We're going to have a big party on the 90th. I'll tell you that right now. But you can let nature run its course, or you can be proactive and do something about it. So we're going to continue to talk about
and this is the reason, in spite of all these things that people are talking about prevention and improved treatment, the incidence of chronic diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, diabetes, increasing. So we have not done anything to reduce the incidence. Why? Because we have not addressed like we are addressing as a nationwide problem.
Dr. Prasad, I think of the trillions of dollars that we spend on healthcare, and yet we keep getting sicker. What does that say? That says what we're doing isn't working. And so we're here to change that. We are here to change that. We're here to bring answers that work and that are based on science, that are based on proactively helping people, not just in giving them drugs to deal with the sicknesses that are that the lifestyle and nature has created. And so I want to continue to talk about these consequences of high oxidative stress in the brain. It's real. It's impacting us all. What else what else happens from this oxidative stress?
Well, you can see this slide. Increased oxidative stress enhances the production of beta amyloid. This is peptides, which kills nerve cell by producing free radicals, causing Alzheimer's disease. You can see that. So if you reduce oxidative stress, you can reduce the production of amyloid. But suppose amyloid is already existing there, what you do? Is already there. They also produce damage to the neuron by generating free radicals. So even in the later stage, you can block their action by removing free radical by antioxidant, and therefore neuron will not die and you will not have memory loss.
Okay.
So as late as that time. So this is very important, but you have to know this, And I think, the problem is right now that nobody addresses the causes why it is happening.
Well, because
everybody addresses the symptoms. How you can
big pharma, Dr. Prasad, big pharma makes their money off of sick people. They don't want people not to get sick. If people weren't getting sick, they'd make no money.
Exactly.
Same with it's like, no, the healthcare system wants sick because then it can treat sick. What we want is healthy. And so we're trying to help people be healthy based on a scientific approach, addressing the core fundamental challenge that we all face, which is free radicals, oxidative stress, and inflammation.
Yes.
And this is what all of our products speak to. So
yeah.
Is
and
there anything else
also that, the beauty of these products are that if you are taking any kind of a doctor prescribed medication, this will improve their effectiveness for a longer period of time and reduce their potential toxicity. So we are not saying that we are going to replace you. We are simply saying that we will improve your outcome.
Well, that's our philosophy with everything. And number one, do no harm. So there's no downside to our products.
Exactly. That's
number two, our products empower your body to be healthier. Our products are empowering your brain to be healthy. How? By neutralizing free radicals, minimizing oxidative stress, and relieving it's just the inflammation in your body. And now we're talking about the brain. So Dr. Prasad, let's continue on. So
another one was that in this also, increased consequences was increased oxidative stress also causes hyperphosphorylation of tau, another kind of protein called tau protein, which participates in the progression of the disease. So if you block oxidative stress, the disease cannot progress. Increased oxidative stress also causes enhanced production of a protein called alpha-synuclein, which initiates and promotes Parkinson's disease. So you can see that you can block all this.
Now, we're not saying we stop anything. We're not saying you won't get anything. What we're saying is just like food, you need it to live.
Yes.
You need antioxidants. You need micronutrients. Your brain needs micronutrients to cross the blood-brain barrier to be as healthy as possible. And what I seek my optimal health. So if you understand how the body works at its cellular level and at the organ level, you can then see where by providing these nutrients to the body at the cellular level, by providing these nutrients across the blood-brain barrier, you're addressing a problem that your body has to sort out, and you're empowering it to deal with it. So that's what we're really all about, right, Dr. Prasad?
That's exactly the case. This is the scientific evidence. Now, what product can do it, we can predict and until we do this clinical study. But these are the statements that I made is a scientific experimental based on the experiment in animal model and human. So these is true. But what the product we have developed, they are supposed to do their things and they are doing it. But there has not been any clinical study, so we cannot claim it.
Well, FDA won't let us claim it.
No, we are not claiming.
The government won't let us claim it. So we're not going to. But what we are going to say is this is the way your body works. This is how the micronutrients work in your body.
And this is the way.
And I can tell you, people are having great experiences. Let's continue on with what Boost is doing and why it's working, Dr. Prasad. So let's talk about how it's essential and how it's working for people.
Yeah. Now, here is the uniqueness of the, on the, like David was mentioning, that brain, so that it can provide additional support. Micro daily EMF is there, but we are providing additional support because brain needs more antioxidant because they are producing much more free radicals and they are very sensitive to damage as well. So the brain is daily exposed to very high level of free radicals and chronic inflammation. Therefore, extra antioxidant and anti-inflammatory agents are needed. Resveratrol, as you know, is isolated from grapes, and curcumin, which is Indian spices used for thousands of years. These two exhibit more powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammation activity than any other antioxidant product. And they were added in order to the brain boost. And that's the main reason why we have added it. And another function of resveratrol is that the increases the formation of new mitochondria so that brain can have more mitochondria, and you have more mitochondria, you will generate more energy. So that's one reason. Additional coenzyme Q10 and B vitamin B3 are already present in micro daily EMF, but we added it because these two are extremely important for the mitochondria to produce more energy. So we are giving the additional precursor, you can say, to make it a more efficient oxygen, more efficient, more energy.
What you're saying, Dr. Prasad, is micro or brain boost in combination with micro daily enhances mitochondria
Exactly.
production and energy. So you're going to feel more energy. You should feel more energy.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
Exactly. Then another uniqueness of this is that, as I mentioned, that brain has a lot of membranous structure, which are very, very sensitive to free radical damage. Therefore, what we have done it, we have added two precursors of the membrane. One is called phosphatidylcholine, another is called phosphatidylserine. They were added so that when they form the new membrane, they become very stable by virtue of the presence of the other antioxidant that we are providing to the brain. So it is very important that we also added, this is another uniqueness of our formulation that we have provided, because membrane is so sensitive to free radical damage. They are damaging all the time and forming a new membrane all the time. But we have said, okay, I will give you some additional substrate. Just like we give additional things to mitochondria, we are giving membrane some precursor there so that they can make more membrane. And therefore, when their new membranes are formed, then they are protected by the antioxidant that we are providing.
So this talks about the blood-brain barrier and how the brain boost is formulated to help that.
Yes, brain boost, because see, brain boost is so important because it protects your brain against external toxin, chemicals or viruses or bacteria cannot get in. And so it is very important to protect the brain barrier, and they allow only selective chemicals which are useful for the brain to get in.
Okay.
And by protecting, and they're very, since it's a membranous structure, they're very easily damaged by free radicals. So by giving brain boost and EMF, we are also protecting the strength of the blood-brain barrier.
You know, you've taught me that optimal health is not just about fixing things. It's also about empowering the body, and it's also about protecting the body. So
exactly,
you need to have that ties into the whole philosophy you have of providing the body the things that it needs to have optimal health, which is defending itself and healing itself, right?
Right.
Okay, so optimal brain boost protection together with micro daily. Talk about like we're going to talk specifically micro daily EMF. Talk about how they work together.
Yeah, it is because it has all the components that they reduce oxidative stress and chronic inflammation by increasing antioxidant enzyme as well as dietary and body-made antioxidant. But some of these things that we have there may not enter into the blood-brain barrier as efficiently as if, for example, resveratrol will do it. or coenzyme Q10 will be, and we provided coenzyme Q10 and as I said, and vitamin B3 extra because they're needed to produce energy. And so that's why that's why we feel that micro daily EMF is the key, because these provide overall distribution, because also you have to consider the distribution of these micronutrients to various places are different.
Yeah.
Some goes to brain more, somebody goes to heart more, and somebody goes to the kidney more. So it is distributed differently. And we wanted to make sure we have enough level of, so micro daily have enough different types of micro antioxidant and anti-inflammation that they will give at least the minimum amount to everybody. But brain boost will be specifically more towards the brain than towards anybody else.
Okay.
So the combination is extremely important to maintaining your brain health and as well as good health.
Well, just like all of our products, they are formulated and designed to complement micro daily EMF.
Yes, it is a must. That is a must.
Don't replace. So really, the philosophy we're bringing is the micro daily is the foundation.
Yes.
And based on your personal needs and your personal budget, you want to add these boosts to that foundation.
Exactly.
But if you're not taking micro daily, we're not saying take brain boost alone, right, Dr. Prasad? I mean, we
That's
really
correct. The brain boost alone again will be minimum something, but not very much.
Yeah, we want you to have optimal health, and that's with micro daily and the boost.
So,
So
I think it is, this combination is absolutely essential for your brain health.
Okay, now, Dr. Prasad, I know you like to talk about not only are we trying to help inspire you to take our products, but we're here to inspire you to live healthy. So, you know, there's some specific things we can all do to enhance our health, and that's by addressing our lifestyle and the environment in which we live. What I would say is if you can do that, and if that's within your objective of life, it's going to enhance your health. If it's not, at least by taking our products, you're going to be better off. So for instance, Dr. Prasad recommends a diet low in fat, high in fiber, lots of fruit, vegetables, fish, meat, you know, low alcohol consumption, and to manage how you eat. Now, if your lifestyle sucks that you're not able to do that, we understand. Optimally, you will, but if you don't, at least take the micro daily and the boost products you need to help give your body the best chance of being healthy in an unhealthy environment. Right. In addition, we talk about lifestyle. I mean, I know what about 20% of Americans smoke. So if you're a smoker, what we would say, you definitely want to be taking our micro daily and our brain boost, because smoking, we know, impacts your health. And by taking our products, it's going to help that habit. I said bad habit, but that unhealthy habit, it's going to help you to be more healthy. In addition, we're engaged. We're about meeting you where you're at, and we would hope that as being a part of our company, being a part of our community, being a part of our family, being a part of as a customer and affiliate, that we're creating an environment where you have less stress and we have fun. We're gonna have a get together in September. We had a get together here in Utah. We had a get together in Vegas. We had a get together in Mexico. We get together as a family. I was in North Carolina. We want to get together. We want to connect with all of you. We want to educate and inform you. We're here to help you have less stress. But if you live high stress, you want to be taking our products for sure.
Yes.
Environment, you know, manage the amount of exposure you have to the sun. Obviously, we're trying to avoid pesticides. Make sure you're sensitive to the foods you buy, that they don't have pesticides. Avoid heavy metals. Now, EMF radiation, I mean, we all have a phone. I live in a home with Wi-Fi. I don't envision any world in which we can eliminate that stuff. It's there. We swim in an EMF soup. So our answer to that is take micro daily EMF, so that at least your body is empowered to deal with the real world that we live in, because it ain't going away. 5G isn't going away.
No.
Wi-Fi isn't going away. Going through an X-ray machine at the airport isn't going to stop. Your dentist putting an X-ray on your mouth when he does your teeth isn't going to not happen. When you break a bone or you go to the hospital, they're going to give you a CT scan. They're going to give you an X-ray. So what are you going to do about it? Our challenge, our message is one of hope. We
Yeah.
have something that will help you to live in the real world. We have products will help you live optimally in the real world. And so that's what we talk about in Engage. Try to live intentional, try to live thoughtful, and whatever choices you make, you don't have to feel guilt or unhappy or misery. Make those choices and choose our products to help those choices, whatever they are, be better. If you're choosing to work out every day, if you're choosing to watch every bite you put in your mouth, if you're choosing not to smoke, not to drink, guess what? Micro Daily will help you be optimally healthy too. It's going to help you when you work out, get better results. So our products, Micro Daily, Brain Boost, and the other boosts are here to empower you to be the best you. Dr. Prasad, is there anything you want to add to that?
Well, only thing I will add here, because the diet and lifestyle we have been talking about for the last 20 years, but nothing have changed. It is increasing all chronic diseases. Why? Because human behaviors are very difficult to change.
Yes.
Some of them will adopt it, like you and I have followed these very closely. But, and for example, environment, many aspects of environment, we don't have any control, like EMF radiation or pollution in the air that requires federal agency guideline, all kind of problem. So so it is difficult to follow through, and because human behavior are difficult to change, and environment, many of them we have no control. So what is the best that can be easily adopted is our product, Micro Daily Brain Boost.
Well, Dr. Prasad, I think you're the perfect example. You're the perfect poster child of your supplements. He's 89, almost 90. He's still publishing. You just published another paper. You published over 250 peer-reviewed papers. You continue to do Zoom call after Zoom call. Your passion in life is bringing knowledge and information to people's lives. I wouldn't be surprised if you lived to 110 the way you're going, And so what I would say is if you want to be like Dr. Prasad, do what Dr. Prasad does. Now, I'll say I just turned 60. I know that I'm a healthy person. I'm a high energy person. I'm a passionate person. I live a full life. And I know these products have enhanced my life. They enhanced my family's life. They've enhanced sick members of my family. They've enhanced other members of my family. I know these products can help you to live an optimal life in a suboptimal world. The world will never be perfect, and we can rail against the telephone companies and the government all we want. It's here. So now the question is, what can we do? For a very small amount of money every month, you can take Dr. Prasad's products and you can have better health. So that's what we're here to talk about. Now, the conclusions, it's simple. Brain Boost with Micro Daily. It's going to provide optimal health to your brain, going to provide nutrients across the blood-brain barrier. It's going to help neutralize those free radicals that are being created in your brain because of the excess oxygen and the environment in which we live. And it's going to help you keep more of your brain so that you can experience a more fulfilling life, so that you can have more joy in your life and have more relationships and energy in those relationships than you've ever had. I know that's how it works for me. Dr. Prasad, would you say the same for you?
Yes, definitely.
I would agree with that. And we could put on, by the way, we could put on testimonial after testimonial of this. And I would say, talk to the affiliate who's introduced you here. They're going to have examples of people you can talk to. There is a lot of real world on the ground results with Dr. Prasad's products that go beyond just the science.
Yes.
So I want to talk about what makes all of your products special, specifically Brain Boost. We talked about earlier CQF. Dr. Prasad pioneered the philosophy of you don't study a nutrient one by one. You study a nutrient in combination. Our body doesn't consume just vitamin A. Our body doesn't consume just collagen. Our body consumes those as a part of a full diet with all these different nutrients and minerals in them.
Right.
So Dr. Prasad has formulated Brain Boost and all of his products to have the right combination, which is specific micronutrients that speak to what that organ needs. The brain specifically needs micronutrients that can cross the blood-brain barrier, nutrients that can help strengthen that can strengthen the blood-brain barrier to keep the bad stuff out in the right quantities. you can take too much or too little of any ingredient. And Dr. Prasad, in 50 years of research, has perfected the ratio of how much of each, and then also the right form. Like he talked about in Brain Boost, Dr. Prasad, what are the ingredients that address the brain barrier again?
Yeah, for example, vitamin E succinate will be one of them. And also that, other one, like, for example, coenzyme Q10.
And then the
the phosphatidylserine, phosphatidylcholine, those precursor of the membrane.
And so I can tell you, when we went to formulate these, the company, the manufacturer came and said, we're not doing a lot of stuff with this. Help us understand it. And when Prasad talked about it, they're like, wow, it's amazing. More companies aren't understanding the science like Prasad is, because we're very rare as a company of even having these ingredients. And so you need the right combination, the right quantity, and the right form. And that's what makes Brain Boost special.
And also, for example, selenium is sometimes in many products, you have selenium oxide that does not get absorbed from your intestine. And so we have added a selenomethionine, and that is the form body uses it.
I mean, there's another example of Dr. Prasad's specific science. People say, oh, we have selenium.
Yeah.
The right kind of selenium, the one that the body will use.
Yeah.
It's just another simple example of the many ways, the magic of Dr. Prasad. Well, I want to just remind you of the benefits. If you take it, you're going to have energy. Your memory is going to be enhanced. You have less brain fog. Your brain's going to age more healthy. Your mitochondria is going to be more healthy for energy.
Yes.
So now the thing I also know from supplements is people want them to work like a medicine. They want to, like, okay, I'm taking a Tylenol because I have a headache. I want to feel a result.
Yeah.
What we know, Dr. Prasad, and you've taught us this, and that is commit to taking any of Dr. Prasad's products for at least 3 months.
Yes.
Allow the nutrients to get absorbed in your body and saturate your body and fully empower your body. So what we say is, please give the products 3 months.
Yes.
These are not drugs. These are nutrients. Now, some of you will experience results in hours. Some of you will experience results in days. Some of you will experience results in weeks. But we would say, give it 90 days, give it 3 months, and we are highly confident you will want to take this product for the rest of your life. Would you agree with that, Dr. Prasad?
Yes, I think that's correct.
Okay. The next slide's an exciting one. Well, Dr. Prasad, thank you for all that science. I want to finish the presentation, and then we're going to give you guys a special opportunity right now. But before I give you that special opportunity or share it with you, I know many of you are sitting here saying, whoa, that was a fire hose. Woo, I can't even digest all of that. That's a lot. Here's what my hope is. You don't have to know the science like Dr. Prasad does. The goal today is to make sure, or to help you understand, that you can trust Dr. Prasad, that he knows what he's doing in a way nobody you've ever met knows. And I'll speak to this. This is why I chose direct sales and using an affiliate marketing as a way of getting his products to the world. I worked at Procter & Gamble. When I graduated from Wharton, I was at Procter & Gamble. Was my first job, a Fortune 50 company. I was in the healthcare division, working in supplements and in Pepto-Bismol and gut health. They would spend 30, 40, $50 million in 30-second and 1-minute advertising.
Yep.
What I learned from that is there is no way in the world anyone can truly understand what your products do, Dr. Prasad, unless there's someone to tell them, this product changed my life in this way. And also to give people the opportunity to learn at your feet without having to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars of going to medical school. I wanted to create an environment. I wanted to create a community where people with their personal life's experiences could introduce our products to people. And you, Dr. Prasad, could enhance, inspire, and educate the masses in a way you never could before. So why did I choose direct sales? That's why, because doing it the Procter & Gamble way would never work. Doing it any other way would never work. And also, there's a second reason. And I'll just say this. By rewarding people who want to take the time and energy to share our products with others, we provide an opportunity for hope in a way that they can have not just better health, but they can also have financial benefit from sharing. And so that's why we chose Direct Sales, is we want to bring health and goodness to the world. What better way to do it than bringing the best products in the world through everyday people who are telling their stories and inviting people to learn more at the feet of a master. I can't think of a better way. And also, it's a lot of fun. And I love it. And I know you love it, because every time you hear testimonials, Dr. Prasad, you have a huge smile on your face. That's why I think you're going to live to 110, because you just want to hear one more testimonial. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Dr. Prasad, as we finish the call?
No, I think this is great. I hope that people will take this message and adopt in their daily life.
Well, I want you to know, Dr. Prasad's 89 years old. He doesn't have to be here. He doesn't have to be spending his time, which is very precious, with each one of us, informing, educating, and inspiring us. He does not have to formulate another product in his life to have been a very important man, yet he continues to do it. We have some exciting stuff coming in the future. And all I can say to you, Dr. Prasad, is thank you, thank you, thank you for giving us of you so that we can bring health and goodness to the world. Thank you, and I love you.
Yeah, thank you, David, and thank all our engaged family members. Without them, without you, nothing would have happened. But I'm glad that moving very fast and people are getting benefit.
Dr. Prasad, we have something that is very special, and the world is seeing that and responding to that, and lives are being changed in so many ways. And I don't know about you, but I love it. So guys, I love you. Everyone on the call, I love you for your time, your commitment, your energy, your effort, your positive feelings. Thank you for your hopes, your dreams. We're here to respect them. We're here to support them. We're here to help you fulfill them. We are a company, we want to be your home for life, and we want to be a company delivering you products for life. So thank you. God bless you all, and everybody have a good night and enjoy the debates. How fun is that going to be?
Yeah.